E.T. here. Info for this video comes from the books Sam Langford, Boxing's Greatest Underground Champion by Clay Moyle, and Growing Up on the Back Road. That's by the Reverend Kenneth Sullivan. Now, Sullivan's a Canadian. He grew up in Weymouth, Nova Scotia. That's Sam Langford's original hometown, where he was and remains much revered. Now, Sullivan tells of meeting Sam in Boston. Now, this is long after Sam retired. He's living in a managed apartment off Washington Street. He's broke, he's infirm, he needs a cane, and he's blind. And he's immobile, aside from occasionally swiveling his head to spit out some tobacco juice. Sam is with Sullivan in Sam's room. Sam is in his robe, sitting in a worn chair, a cane by his side, staring out through blank, blind eyes. And he's beginning to remember and talk about his early years in Nova Scotia. And then he gets on to some of his more famous fights against Joe Gans, considered even today among the best ever lightweights. He talks about fighting Big Bill Tate and Fred Fulton. And it's all happy nostalgia. But when the subject of Jack Johnson arose, Sam's demeanor changed. He became a different man. He's remembering as if he is there in the ring, the 1906 fight in Chelsea, Massachusetts, with an up-and-comer who will be champion named Jack Johnson. And as he talks, he's sitting ramrod straight in his chair, his fist clenched, his arms raised, his eyes no longer blank, they're now icy cold. In his mind, he is in the ring with Jack Johnson. Sullivan describes how, in his chair, the great Sam Langford is jabbing, is weaving his body, he's ducking punches, countering with lefts, rights, uppercuts, his feet moving in all directions, this way and that. Then he gets to the famed fifth round of the fight. He's with the future heavyweight champion of the world. He stings Johnson, according to Sam's story, with a hard right above his heart. And he talks about Johnson sinking slowly to the canvas. The Galveston giant may be beaten. Now, it's at this point that the high-tension Sam begins to be replaced by the old man Sam, stuck in a pauper's apartment, in a worn chair, cane by his side. Sam would now speak bitterly to recount how Johnson did get back to his feet, and he goes on to get a decision win, which Sam said he didn't deserve. The crowd, and I'm quoting Langford here, nearly killed the referee for the terrible injustice. Finally, Sam recounted, forever afterward, Johnson refused to give him another chance. They just wouldn't let me get at him. So did Sam Langford deserve the win over Johnson? Or did he simply misspeak when he told the story to Sullivan? Well, we know that Sam misspoke when he said, I didn't mention it, but early he talked about his fights with Fred Fulton. He talked about his victories over Fulton. In fact, Sam Langford lost one by decision and was knocked out TKO'd in the second by Fulton. And as to Sam's telling the story of knocking Johnson down in the fifth, here's what Nat Fleischer, editor of Ring magazine, wrote. Sam did hit Johnson hard above the heart, and Johnson fell. But he did so not because of the punch, but because of a slip. He had missed Sam with a wild right hand and simply fell down. And keep in mind that the local papers in Boston, Sam's hometown, never mentioned a knockdown, except two where Sam went down in round 6 and 8. The fact is, all the local papers in Sam's hometown, and the national ones too, had Johnson the clear winner. One thing Sam did get right, however, Johnson never again took on the great Sam Langford. Aside from an exhibition they had, and it's probably because that Johnson knew Sam had learned Johnson's style and would probably come in again if they fought again, slightly heavier. And that could have been a real problem for Jack Johnson. Johnson's explanation was that a return match would not draw a crowd. Now, anybody who knows anything about boxing history knows that fans back then would very much pay big money to see Sam get another shot at Jack Johnson. Well, what do you think? Could a more mature Sam Langford, perhaps coming in a bit heavier, having learned Jack Johnson's style of fighting, could he have beaten the champion Johnson? Well, type in your thoughts below and give this video a thumb up. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified of new uploads. And it would help if you'd share the video on other social media. You know the drill. Thank you.